Folks, this is Abram with BSA Bushcraft. In this video we are going to do a short review on the Mora Eldris neck knife. So far that I've had it, I've only had it for 2 or 3 days, give or take. I got it at the Pathfinder School this past weekend at the basic class I taught at. But overall, I'm really liking this thing. It's a very affordable knife to get. I think you can get this on Amazon most likely for like 20 bucks. I do not know if the extra little fire striker comes with it, and it's got some paracord, which obviously you can easily pick paracord up. 100-foot hank of Atwood military grade paracord for 8 bucks at a surplus store. But anyways, so far I'm really liking this knife, and I will talk about the features in just a second. But I've been just carving a little feather here with it. So far I'm liking it. Let's talk a little bit about it. It's got, I don't know what kind of handle, it's kind of like a plastic molded handle on it. And if you guys know what the Mora Garberg is, that's the full tang Mora knife they have. This is the same handle they have on that. This is just on the smaller knife here. It's like a plastic molded type thing. Very comfortable grip. You can put a lanyard in there with a lanyard hole on the end of it if you wanted to do that. It's made out of stainless steel. I don't know the exact stainless steel. I'm sorry about the lack of facts here. I just wanted to jump out in the woods and test this bad boy out. I could care less about the exact steel unless I was going to buy it, but I'll link this in the description of the video so you guys can look at the exact specifications of this knife for yourself before you go to buy it. Of course, it's got like a Scandi grind on it, and then as it tapers up this belly to this tip, it's got almost like 3 angles on there. It's kind of interesting. I don't know exactly what the reasoning is. Maybe for some fine carving. I don't know if you guys can see that, but Scandi right there, and it goes up, and it kind of has like 3 grinds on it. But either way, carves great, no complaints thus far. Really liking it. It's got a 90-degree spine, so you can scrape up some tinder material. You can scrape something down to make it nice and smooth. You can scrape your ferro rod, whatever else you need to do with it. It can be done with this Eldris. I've heard one of my friends and fellow Pathfinder instructors, Tony Daniel, he's been skinning some fish or filleting some fish with this thing. He did it probably a couple months back or quite a while back, but worked very good for that. So as far as like filleting a fish, works great. I'm sure on small game and probably even a deer, large game, it would skin very well as long as you keep it nice and sharp. Set it aside here. Let's talk a little bit about the system you have set up with this neck carry. See if I can get this back off here. Probably not. Let me try to work it off. Well, yep, there we go. Alright, so what you have is you've got your typical Mora plastic sheath. Nice plastic. I like the design of this. Very simple but effective. Then you got this leather piece to convert it into a neck knife. It's literally just a loop sewn into it with a button, and you would slide this up on there. It's got a little catch and a little lip there, so it can't slide all the way on there, or all the way off, excuse me. Slide it up, clicks in there, nice and secure, and now you have this flap that goes over the top of your knife. Let me put it in there. This can go in the sheath either way, that way or the other way. Now if you left it like that, it's still not going to come out, but for security purposes, this strap goes up over the top, buttons down, and you're good to go. Very secure, and of course it's not going anywhere now. That's the simple specifications of this knife, and it comes with a very small ferro rod. This one did. And again, I don't know if you get them off Amazon like that or not. I will look and put the link to this knife in the description of the video for you guys to check out. It's good to go. The leather, it's not a very big piece of leather, but it's good quality here. And again, it's like 20 bucks, so you're not it's a lot of bang for the buck there. Because I've done leather projects, and leather in general is expensive. So let me adjust the camera. I'm gonna get a couple other pieces to carve some quick curls, clear out an area to start a fire, and we will see how this little neck knife does with that type of chore, which is starting a fire. Stick with me, guys. Let's do a little bit of preparation with our tinder, which is going to be feathers in this case, or curls. What I've been liking to do, and this is just a method I've adapted to or came upon with the Pathfinder School, which is bracing your knife in like a knee lever grip and pulling the work towards you instead of pushing, because you're less likely to injure yourself or somebody around you. Excuse me, I'm got a little bit of a sore throat today. I'm gonna brace it and pull that knife, or excuse me, pull my work towards the knife. And I've already started this, but I mean, this thing carves some really good curls, and it's probably the grind on it and the fact that it's super sharp, because this is red maple and that's not, you know, a super soft wood. It's not the hardest, but definitely not the softest around here. I'm just going to continue to do this. I don't need that much, because once you get a little more experience, you know exactly what you need, or typically an idea what you need. But I did those really fine ones earlier, and then I'm cutting it a little bit thicker down here. I could turn it and get some fine ones if I want to. Let me do a couple really fine ones. See a couple super duper fine ones. Let me point it out right there. I'm just going to continue to do this with this knife. And actually start to carve some thick ones here to get some longevity and make it burn longer. Alright, there we go. I'm just going to do that, and then I may do one more here, which is this piece. Well, try this. Now this one is kind of crooked on me, but let's see what we can do. Those are some crazy fine curls there. This is what I'm going to light up with the ferro rod here. Another thing you could do is use a 90-degree spine and scrape this like fat wood, because it's super sharp, and that's going to create some fine dust if you wanted to do that. But I'm just going to create these fine curls. I picked up some smalls, which consists of some sassafras branches. Light these up with a ferro rod in the back of this knife. Get those smalls on there, and then we will talk a little bit more about this knife carving live wood, green wood, and then we'll wrap this video up. The little bit of curls we have, I'm going to set my knife on top of them there. Get this stuff ready, which is again the sassafras twigs. Put put them on once I get this lit and see what we can do. For this video, I'm going to use my larger ferro rod because I don't want to use that small one. I always like the larger ones because they're easier to work with. I kind of want to do this without getting my knee dirty, but I may have to just suck it up. Make sure you guys can see here. There we go. I'm going to scrape some of the rod on there first. Scrape some of the material off the ferro rod. Trying my best without producing sparks. Alright, and then I'm going to go for it. There we go. Get your sticks. You know, put them on there. Get them on there and get them burning. I'm not really prepping this fire right, but we'll get it. Notice how I didn't leave my tools on the ground. A lot of the time at classes, I see people not picking their tools up and flipping out once they get it started. You need to make sure you don't leave your tools on the ground because this could just as easily roll in that fire and burn up on you. You don't want to be stuck making bow drill embers the whole entire trip. There we go. Starting to build up. Yeah, just get that fire going a little bit. I'm going to put my tools up over here. Actually scrape this rod a little bit. And continue to build this fire up a little bit. Make sure you cleared out an area for this fire so you're not going to make it spread. Because you want to be safe when you're doing this type of stuff. Talk about something real quick when you're striking your ferro rod. A lot of people don't know that you want to make sure you're throwing a good amount of sparks because just a little bit is not going to ignite that up or not as easily. You want to make sure that if you have wet or marginal material, you have enough sparks getting thrown into that material to light it up. So you want to pretty much utilize the whole entire rod here and get the best out of it. So don't get real small, and a lot of the time you get to the classes and stuff and people are, you know, real nervous about using it, I guess, or they just don't want to put a lot of force into it. But if you put the proper force into it, you should be able to, from standing up, make the sparks hit the ground. Like showers of sparks hitting the ground. And that's if you have a good spine on your knife, too. So if they're popping on the ground, which they are, you know you're getting a good amount of sparks and you're using your rod right. Smoke's starting to go in my face here, but again, brace that, just like the feathers, but you're using the back of your knife, conserving your edge, and pull the rod up and back. And if you want to make sure you're applying constant pressure throughout that rod, so you're not creating speed bumps on your ferrocerium rod. The thing I want to do with this knife to put it through its paces is to carve a couple notches out of some green wood. I'm going to clean it up a little bit. I just cut this just a second ago. This is some autumn olive, very invasive in this area, or invasive in any area that it grows in, of course. I don't know, it's just a piece that I cut, just whatever, you know. I clean it up. You know, I may take that bark off just to see how it slices. I mean, that really slices good, guys. liking this. Took care of that pretty quick. I'm going to use the chest lever grip to work on this. I actually cut this off at this fork up here. There we go. I can work on this a little easier. Alright, it's pretty much completely stripped of the bark now. Didn't take very long. And I'm liking it. It's doing pretty good. No complaints thus far. Just see how it does here with the actual wood. No hot spots in this handle at all. It's very ergonomic but simple at the same time. Doesn't take fanciness to create a functional and comfortable handle. As you guys can see, I'm not putting much effort into this at all, and it's really removing this material. If I wanted to try to chunk large pieces off, and that took a pretty good bite into that. Took that. Just messing around. Making shavings for no reason at all. And I may ditch the notch idea right now because I know it's going to do it. The way it's performing right here. I mean, I may carve a number 7 notch here. This stuff's really slippery and slimy on the inside with the outer bark removed. And of course, just like I thought, this is doing a fantastic job. No issue at all. There we go. I call it good. So far, so good with this knife. I've only had it, of course, a couple days, give or take. But it's working great, and I don't have to worry about it rusting, which is an advantage because it can get wet in almost any environment for the most part, other than a desert, of course. But out in this eastern woodlands in Ohio where I live, it can get very wet, and it's starting to come up on summer, which is spring and summer, which is going to be real rainy and wet, and I can take this out there and not worry about it rusting, and it will get the job done. I will link a place you can buy this in the description of this video. You guys can check it out if you want to go purchase one. Like this video, comment what you thought. If you have any questions, you can of course comment below, or you can email me at bsabushcraft@gmail.com. Check out selfrelianceoutfitters.com. Sign up for a class. You may see me there. I'm an instructor at the Pathfinder School. So sign up for a class and you may see me there. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Thanks for supporting me at BSA Bushcraft, and I will catch you on the next video. Take care and have a good rest of your week.